Hi, my name is Jillian, this is my channel, and today I want to talk about a topic very, very near and dear to my heart, and that topic is insecurity, and specifically, not liking the way you look. Now, I will say, number one, if you are mean about anyone's look in the comments, I will delete your comment, okay? That's it. And number two, I know I'm not saying anything crazy, okay? This is just a very familiar feeling for me, and I just want to kind of talk about it because I feel like it's very important to talk about it. I just want to make sure people are aware, and it's an important thing to talk about. You know, everyone feels this way to some extent, and if you don't, that's great, but I feel like most people do. And I feel like it's important to sort of dissect it and understand where it's coming from and say, like, you're allowed to feel this way, but also understand not to perpetuate it in yourself, like not to make it worse. I don't know. I just want to talk about it because I feel like it's kind of important. I mean, it's very important to talk about. So, alright, with that being said, let's get started. By the way, I didn't write anything down for this, which is not that great, but that's okay. I feel like my whole life I've really struggled with the way I look, and in turn, because I hated myself so much, everyone else did too. I feel like that's just sort of an effect of when you feel that way, it makes other people around you feel that way too. But I've always been very insecure about the way I look. I've always really hated myself for the way I look, and I've always really, until recently, I've had this very self-deprecating humor because I just didn't like myself at all. I really, really hated myself from the inside out, but mostly from the outside in. And I just really despised the way I look. Like, truly, it was such a terrible, devouring, like, irreversible almost, like, feeling. And it really hurt me, and it really destroyed me. I feel like I was just absolutely disgusted with the way I looked. Like, truly, I really hated myself. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people feel that way. I know so many people that feel that way. I feel like it is so common, especially among my demographic, like girls, teenage girls, young adults, and especially where I am in the sort of space that I am in, that's extremely common, especially common. So I just feel like a lot of people have this incredible self-hatred for the way they look. And I just want to say, you don't have to love yourself all the time, but if you constantly hate yourself, that's a problem. And I feel like, I just want you all to know, like, you don't have to be beautiful to be loved. You don't have to be this. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, I think almost every person that I see is beautiful. Like, genuinely, I see all these people in my life, everyone that I see some kind of beauty in. Truly, I do. And I feel like people really, I mean, this is nothing new. I know that I'm saying nothing new, but people really pick and pull all of the things about themselves to such an extent. And I really think sometimes you just need to let it go. Like, I mean, that's really hard to do, I will admit that, and it's taken me so long, and I'm still not even there yet. But, like, people don't see all these insecurities about you that you see. Like, truly, I am, for example, I'm so insecure about my jaw and my mouth. But really, I don't think anyone notices that much. Like, I don't really think that people are really noticing how asymmetrical my face is all the time. Like, that's a big insecurity of mine, and I'm sure that's not the first thing that's on people's mind every time they see me. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not you. But like, whenever I talk to people out there, they're like, I didn't even notice that. And so I feel like it's just a matter of how you're thinking about yourself. Like, and also I would like to know, you know, when you are more confident in yourself, it makes you more attractive to people because you are giving out this energy of, like, confidence, and people will take that and reciprocate it. Like, that's just how it works. I mean, I'm not saying that beauty is the top most important thing in the world, because it's really not. But I mean, I will acknowledge beauty is an important part of the world. People will view you differently based on how you look, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that's not true. Absolutely it's not, because I've seen it. I've seen so many other people experience like that. Like, that is just a matter of life, and it sucks. It's very unfortunate, but that is true. But the least you can do is feel good in yourself. It's just so unfortunate that this sort of societal standard and pressure is so incredibly perpetuated and put on everyone. I mean, it's so crazy to me. Like, for example, I know this is kind of like a weird transition, but, like, my mom hates the way she looked. And she said, especially when she was younger, she hated the way she looked. She thought she was so ugly. She thought she was, like, disgusting, and she thought that no one would ever love her. But when I look at pictures of her from her past, and even when I look at pictures of her now, I see a beautiful, beautiful woman. Like, I'll put some pictures of her on the screen. She is so beautiful. And when she was younger, when she's now, I mean, I won't show a picture of her now, but when she was younger, she was this beautiful woman. And now she is still a beautiful woman. She's very old, but she is still beautiful. And I see no ugliness in her, at least physically. And I see no bad aspect of her face. And that's how I feel about a lot of things, especially my friends, the people around me. All I see in them is beauty. All I see in them is this graceful, stunning aspect of them. All I see is like a gorgeous person staring back at me. And when people tell me, like, I don't like the way I look, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you are so gorgeous. Like, truly, I feel in awe that people hate themselves. And when I look at them, I see nothing that I could ever hate about them. So I feel like, it's all about that perspective. And I know it's really, 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 really hard to have that perspective. And I'm not saying it's not. Because, for example, like, I know it doesn't seem like it relates, but I promise it does. Like, when you believe that you are ugly, you truly, truly believe it. I know that because I did, and I still sometimes do. When you truly, truly hate yourself, you believe that you believe that you are ugly, you believe that you suck, you believe that you look terrible. Even when that's not true, you still believe it. Even when logically, maybe that's not true, maybe you're just being really harsh on yourself, you believe it deep inside of you. It's a fundamental reasoning about yourself. And there's nothing you can do it feels like there's nothing you can do to stop that because it's just the truth. And so I understand that it's really, 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 really hard to not believe that. But trust me, it's possible. I thought it was never going to be possible. I thought there was never, ever going to be a day that I loved myself. And yet here I am, and I do. And that is crazy to me. I couldn't even tell you how I got here. Like, truly, I could not. I think if I could give advice, I would say start from the inside. Like, if there is a part of you in personality that you like, start there. Make the things that you don't like about yourself, personality-wise, better. Do the work to make yourself more likable, more enjoyable. And then you will start to like yourself personality-wise, and that sort of translates to how you like yourself externally. I know that's really corny, but it's true. I used to hate myself inside, like my personality, how I acted. I thought it was so annoying, and honestly, I kind of was. But now that I have done the work to change myself positively, not change who I am, but change my behaviors, change how I act, I have become such a more likable and enjoyable person to be around, and that has translated to how I feel about myself in terms of looks. Like, really, I feel like that's the best advice I could give because it all starts internally. And I don't know. Well, yeah, that's about it. I just kind of wanted to talk. I know that was kind of a harsh transition to the outro, but sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because it's really been on my mind. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. And if you guys would like to comment being nice or saying something interesting, feel free to. I love reading your guys' comments. It's so fun. I love it all. Just don't be mean or I will delete your comment. I'm letting you know. I'm warning you, okay? If you do it, I'm not gonna tolerate that. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and see you later.